Don't Hug Cacti controversy. Don't Hug Cacti, a prominent fursuit maker in the community, is currently facing backlash from claims alleging that one of their owners, Lucky Coyote, had engaged in sexual misconduct. The controversy sparked late September last year. On the 25th, a Twitter user called Qutens published a document more than 90 pages long containing several anonymous testimonies, all alleging that Lucky had committed various misdeeds. 9 days later, on the 4th of October, DHC in response issued an apology stating that 1. They do not condone any immoral or illegal activity. 2nd, Lucky is not the owner of DHC, though some pointed out, under Arizona state laws, she is still an owner. In the US state of Arizona, couples share equal ownership of everything they buy, own, and acquire during their marriage. And 3rd, Lucky left social media and is, quote, undergoing treatment for social media addiction and other personal issues. The apology was deleted by Lucky's husband, Skuff, subsequently. The issue came to a head on the 5th of February when Qutens, the Twitter user who released the document online, claimed also DHC sent her a cease and desist letter over her tweet. Qutens is currently raising money for a legal case against them. On the same day, Don't Hug Cacti published a statement stating it is under attack by the allegations and they would be pursuing legal action. The fursuit maker afterwards received a backlash with users expressing their discontent on social media, saying the fursuit maker is, quote, censoring victims. In sight of the allegations, Lucky released a YouTube video addressing the allegations.
Many of you in our community have seen the recent rash of extreme and outrageous attacks against me and my company, Don't Hug Cacti. As I will demonstrate, these attacks are being orchestrated by a few individuals who I trusted in the past, and who are now hell-bent on destroying me and my company.
According to her, the claims are based off no evidence and proceeds to reject the allegations, especially those from a, quote, competing fursuit builder known as Anonymous Wolf on the testimony released by Twitter user Qutens. Afterwards, in a tweet, Lucky panned the allegations, calling it a cancel mob, and says that they are done by people with selfish intent. Upon release, the video and tweet was broadly criticized on social media, with users calling it a dishonest act by Lucky to avoid responsibility and do damage control. Many also pointed out she did not address the misconduct claims directly, but solely focused on the community's heated reaction. But with that, there is presently a growing wave of criticism on the community's reaction. While many users called it a, quote, ignorance of victims and, quote, defense of Lucky's misbehavior, as there is no confirmation on the claims currently, let alone official charges, some criticized the community for gripping on the situation over unverified allegations, and even spotlighting on furs who own Don't Hug Cacti fursuits and products. As the storm over the situation went on, a third party came into the picture when a furry YouTuber called Shi Okami began to cover the controversy. In 2 of her videos, she brought the document's legitimacy into question, saying she wanted more, quote, substantial evidence in view of the testimonies and items in the document she says are out of context.
There is just not enough substantial, hard-hitting evidence that would prove Lucky to be guilty on these claims. This document is very heavily he said, she said, with most of the screenshots being easily dismissed due to the fact that they lack the proper context.
Subsequently, she and another YouTuber named Brony Inspector announced a live podcast with Lucky and Skuff Coyote, intending to go through the document and clarify the statements directly. According to Shi, this came after Skuff reached out to her. In a podcast under much questioning, both Lucky and Skuff consistently denied the allegations written in the document, suggesting the statements are part of a smear campaign. They also stated they would not be pursuing on the cease and desist letter sent to Qutens. Reception to Shi Okami's coverage of the controversy was mixed, While some first praised her for getting both sides of the story and quote, not following the mob, critics say she sided with Lucky and pointed out that her tone, specifically in her first coverage video, was quote, condescending towards potential victims, and even said she did the podcast for clout. Throughout, a number of furs repeatedly remarked that Lucky and Skuff were being dishonest. It is worth noting that since the release of the live podcast, some furs concluded that Lucky is guilty, to which Shi Okami said she is glad a consensus is made. And now with something to cross-reference with, other people can quote, come to a conclusion they're comfortable with. Building on that, since the podcast's release, some points of contention became clearer. Lucky's handling of her rescued animals and her allowing someone under the local drinking age to drink alcohol, to name some, which she has received additional criticism for. In the mixed ocean of support and opposition towards the notion that Lucky is guilty, confusion arose. For one, many furs including Shi Okami remarked inconsistencies in Lucky's narrative and pointed out especially Skuff's controlling posture. That refers to how he behaved at various points of the podcast, where he's reportedly uptight on the flow of the conversation.
Hooking up with the mutual friend,
Look, I think I'm going to cut you off. No, I think it's sorry. I told you to talk about what's in here.
But she says that I was grooming her.
Hold on. I'm gonna end this right now. Okay. Right. This person was not in any of our lives for very long.
No.
They came in, acted inappropriate, and we kicked them out. The end. There's no discussion there at all.
Right.
Building on the doubt, suspicion towards both DHC and Qutens rose moreover, with some first saying both parties are still quote, hiding something. The podcast's co-host Brony Inspector also echoed the sentiment, stating the interview brought him quote, more questions than satisfactory answers,